Again, welcome. Good to see everybody. Yeah, good. Yeah, so let's begin in coming to our comfortable seated position. And those of us on the mat, feel free, if you'd like, to move your sit bones, flesh off your sit bones to really feel grounded. Those on the chair, to really feel grounded with our feet connected to the earth. We'll all feel a lift from our lower belly all the way up through the crown of our head. Maybe take a few rolls of our shoulders forward and back, and forward and back. And let's bring it the other way. And we thank Ginger and Mary for being up front here. Yeah, so thank you so much. Good. So as we come to that place that we feel grounded, we'll take a few moments to get centered and balanced, turning our attention inward to our breath. Feel free to close your eyes or your gaze to the earth. Noticing how our breath feels in our body. A natural flow, natural rhythm of your breath. Giving yourself permission to be totally present in our practice. Letting go of that to-do list or what happened last year, last month. Just let all of that go. Our breath is always in the present, always coming back to our breath. Begin to take a scan of your body, noticing where you are in your body, what you're feeling. Maybe are you holding on? Is there any blockage? Any tightness? Observe that without attachment. Maybe send a breath or two to that place or those places. As we come back to our breath, let's begin our 3-part breathing, placing a hand on our chest, on our heart, one hand on our lower belly. As we inhale, feel our belly expand up through our ribs, out through the crown of our head. Exhale, reversing that, crown of the head. To our chest, our ribs, our belly pulls in. Inhale, expand. Feel your belly expand, making that expansion through our lungs, our heart, out through the crown of our head. Exhale, reversing that. As we soften, release, let go. Inhale, belly expands, bringing fresh, new energy. And exhale, reversing, softening, releasing. One last one. Inhale. And exhale. Releasing our hands. Coming back to our normal breath. Just observe if you feel any different. May or may not. On our next inhale, through our nostrils, inhale. Exhale, open your mouth, sigh, release. Inhale again. Last one, big inhale. Let it all go. Good. Feel free to open your eyes. Good. Feel free to move around a little bit. Good. Fingertips to the earth. Next inhale, reach our palms up, overhead. Let's have our fingertips touch. Float back to the earth. One more. Inhale. Yeah, we may need to get up more toward the edge of our chair. And release. And one last one. Inhale, nice full lift. Palms together this time. Exhaling to heart center. Pausing at heart center. I invite you to set your intention for your practice. Word, quality, what you are bringing now more into your life in a positive present tense affirmation. As we breathe our intention in, as we exhale, let go of whatever's holding you back from manifesting your intention. Do 2 more. Breathe it in. I am, whatever that is. Exhaling, letting go. And one last one. On our next inhale, reach your palms back up overhead. Stretch and releasing back to the earth. Those on the mat, I invite you to switch your leading leg. Yeah, I feel a little different, yes? Good. We're going to loosen up that spine a little bit. So on our inhale, lengthen. On the exhale, that 3-part twist. Belly, ribs, chest, shoulders, chin, over to your right. Inhale, back to center. Take another inhale, lengthen. Exhale, belly, ribs, chest, shoulders, chin. Nice big breath. Inhale, back to center. 2 more. Lengthen on our inhale, twist on our exhale. In your next inhale, back to center. And let's go all the way this time as we exhale. Bring it over. Good. Inhaling, center, exhale. One last one over to our right. Inhale, center, exhale. One last one to our left. And back to neutral. Good. Maybe a couple shoulder rolls, move it around if we need to. We just kind of, yeah, we can do the swim here, whatever feels. Yeah, very good. Thanks. Okay, it must be nice and tall. And those on the chair, if we're not, we may need to come a little more towards the edge of the chair. We're all going to make some big circles with our torso. Okay. So as we inhale, lengthen, exhale, reach forward, inhale as we come back up. Whatever direction we're going, we'll do it 3 times. And pause after your third and go the other way. We inhale as we lengthen, exhale as we come back up. Inhale, a little shoulder movement into that. Feel free to. And on our last one, we'll pause back to neutral. Next inhale, lift both arms up overhead, lengthen. Exhale, fold. Keep your back nice and long, reaching our fingertips towards the earth. With each inhale, lengthen. With each exhale, maybe deepen a little more. Our next inhale, bringing ourselves back up. Good. That's good. Lift both arms up and we'll get a little stretching to the side of our body. On the exhale, reach. We'll start over to our right again. Inhale, both hands up. Exhale, over to the other side. And 2 more. Inhale, you got it. Exhale, reach. Keep both sitting bones firmly grounded. That one hip may want to creep itself up. Keep it really connected to the earth. 1 more each side. I'd love to have this video facing the other way. You guys look so cool. I look like windmills here. And then come up, don't they? Yeah, let's pause here and bring to hearts.
I don't like to stay there.
Yeah.
Need 2 in the chair.
And let's come back to our intention, to our breath. Good. Observing where we are in our body. And releasing to the earth. Those on the mat, I invite you to come into your table position. Those on the chair will continue to sit here and do a few rounds of cow and cat seated. So on the mat, kind of checking in with your alignment. Wrists directly underneath shoulders, knees directly underneath hips. Pull the belly, everybody, or pull our belly in and tight. Good. And maybe gaze up a little bit towards the top of your mat. Good, keep that alignment and the crown of your head to your tailbone. So we'll begin with our inhale, moving into cow. Inhale, belly drops to the earth. Those of us on the chair, belly reaches forward, chin up. Exhale, coming into our cat. Round our back, chin to the chest. Inhale to cow. Those on the chair, hug your elbows along your ribs, opening our chest. Exhale, rounding the back, chin to the chest. Just be very mindful if we've got any low back issues as we come into our cow on our inhale. Exhale. Listening to our body. Good. Next inhale, come back to neutral. Good. Those on the chair, feel free to do a couple rolls of the shoulders. And pausing back at neutral. On our next inhale, extend our right foot. Good. Reach it back. Point those on the mat. Point your toes towards the earth. Good. And an option is to leave that knee on the earth. Engaging our core. Next inhale, reach our opposite arm up. Those of us on the chair, we're feeling that good stretch to our hamstring. Breathe with it. Those on the mat, feel free to lower your arm back to the earth if you'd like. We're going to move through 3 crunches. On the exhale, hug the knee in to the elbow. Inhale, extend. 2 more. Exhale with our crunch. Hug it in. Inhale, extend. Very good, very good. One last one. Exhale, crunch it. Little core work. Inhale, extend. Breathe. Let's take a couple breaths here. Keep our shoulders soft. Use that full breath. On our next exhale, come back to our neutral position. And if it feels good, let's all move those hips around a little bit. Those on the chair, just kind of a little bit of a windshield wipe here. Looking very good, very good. And when you're ready, we'll pause back at neutral. Those of us on the chair, let's do a shoulder roll as those on the mat are realigning, coming into neutral. Hip width for your knees, you might, and then look back. And so we can see, if we see our toes, yeah, look through your knees. You should have that little bit of a gap between our knees. Good, and lining our heels with our knees. Good, and coming back to neutral. Those on the chair. On our next inhale, extend your left leg. Those of us on the chair, we're pointing our toe up. Those on the mat, reach your toe towards the earth. An internal rotation of your thigh. There we go. Beautiful. Next inhale, extend our opposite arm. Get that nice full extension. Feel that line of energy from, oh, there we go. Thank you, Kathy, waving at us back there. Yeah. And breathe with this. Engage your core. Squeeze your hip points together. They're ready. Next exhale, crunch it in. Inhale, extend. Exhale, crunch. Inhale, extend. One last one. Exhale, crunch. Inhale, extend. Let's pause here. Breathe. Belly is nice and tight. Exhale, back to neutral. Let's move it around a little bit. Loosen it up. And pausing back at neutral, we'll do one round of cow and cat. Inhale to our cow. Hug the elbows along our ribs. Exhale to cat. Next inhale, back to neutral. Those on the mat, shift your hips back to your heels, move into child's. Those of us on the chair, let's go ahead and do a nice big stretch. Stretching it out. Exhale to heart center, those on the chair. From here, we're gonna roll ourselves all the way down into a fold. This time, allow your head to be heavy, round your back. Take a breath or two here. Next inhale, bringing ourselves all the way back up to neutral. Those on table, all the way back up into your table. Those on the mat, we're gonna roll ourselves over onto our back and do a few rounds of our figure four. So to do that, yes, just feel free to get yourselves on your back. Might be a little awkward here. But you got it. You're good. You're good. Use your core. Bring yourself down. Oh, we could have done this a little differently. Huh? Just really engage in our core. Where we're going is we're going to do a little bit of a hip opener. So those on the mat, bend your knees. Bend both knees. Again, knees are going to be aligned with your hips, and your feet are aligned with your knees. Good. And we're all going to engage our core nice and tight. Keep it nice and tight. On the next inhale, bring our right foot up and over. We're going to do it together. There we go. So we're going to put our ankle on our thigh and into our figure four. And keep our foot flexed. Good, we feel that stretch. Keep that nice tall lift. Those on the mat, feel free to hug your arms around your left thigh and other left. There we go. And perfect. Lift that. You got it, Brenda. And now, if you have your leg extended up into the air, feel free to do some rolls of your heel. And those of us here, those of us seated, we'd like lengthen a little bit, and Shirley's already there. Let's fold into it. Those on the mat, circle the heel the other way. And breathe with it and point and flex and point and flex, point and flex. On the mat, feel free to bring your feet back to the earth, knees bent, chair. Inhale, let's bring ourselves back up. Good. Release. We'll all windshield wipe side to side a little bit before we go over to the other side. So we had a lot going on there. We got a little bit of a hamstring stretch along with a little bit of a hip opener. And pausing back at neutral. Checking in. Other side. Lift. Left up and over. Let's breathe with this. Those on the mat, sure, feel free to hug your arms around your right thigh. Do those foot circles if that feels good. 3 times one way, 3 times the other. Those of us on the chair, we can lengthen. Exhale, fold into it. And after you've done your circles both ways on the mat, feel free to flex the foot and stretch the toes back and forth a few times. Inside might feel a little different, yes? On the next inhale for the chair, we're gonna come up and release for the mat. Release both feet back to the earth, unwind. And let's do a nice side to side. Kind of checking in here. And pausing back at neutral. Those on the mat, you hug your knees into your chest. Those on the chair, let's bring one knee in and then the other. Mat, feel free to roll side to side a little bit. Really hugging your knees into your chest a little more, and bring your chin in to meet your knees for a little bit of core work. Now hug your hands behind your thighs and keep that ball, and roll yourself up and down. Use your core, and when we get there, we can stay up. Good, good. And now let's make our way all the way up to standing. Everybody come up. And let's move it around. Shake it up. Shake it. Shake. Yeah. Good. 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 Okay. That's a good idea. While we're standing, let's do a little bit of wrist work. You guys that have been on the floor, on the mat, and other way. Good. Keep our core nice and strong. And where is our breath? Good. From here, let's do our flicks. Some these for a while, have we? In other words, you guys are holding on to a lot of gunk and we haven't flicked it out. And bring it up. Ooh, that's hard. Different. And reach it out. Yeah, there we go. And open it up. Whoa. Whoa. And lift it up. Ooh, good. Shake it up. Good. Good, good, good. And let's come to our mountain. Top of the mat, if that works for you. Those of us on the chair, if it feels good, go behind the chair. No, before we go behind the chair, let's stay in front of the chair. We'll do a little bit of our core work first. And what is our core work? Up and down? Okay. Yeah. I think with each time we feel a little stronger. Yeah. So engage that. You know, pull your belly nice and in, like zip it up. And in those tight jeans. Good. And feel free to stay seated if that works for you. And we'll just up and down 12 times. Are we up to 12, Shirley? Oh, thank you. Yeah, thank you. So I'll count us down here. 3, 2, 1, let's go. Nice and tight. Shirley's our counting us. 2. 3. Good. 1. Yeah. Really sit it back like we're sitting down in that chair. Excellent. Ooh, is that all we're at here?
5.
Yeah. Good.
6. 7.
Good, Kathy.
8.
Guys, good. Excellent. Excellent.
9.
Breathe with it.
10.
Come on, Shirley.
11.
Are we doing it slower? Yeah. One. It's what they call it today. Oh, was that 12? Thank you. Let's move it around. Yeah, right on. And Kathy, let's go ahead and move those hips a little bit. That'll feel good after that. So tell us how to do it, girl. Okay. Feet wide. Keep our feet wide. Our knees bent.
Right?
There we go.
And arms to the left.
I need to go the other way. Those of us that are doing circles. There we go. If anything hurts, we don't do it. Yeah.
Right.
So just having. There we go. And then let's pause. Good. Bring it back together. Ooh, there we go. Ooh. Okay. Now, if we'd like to go to the side of our chair, just as and let's all come over. What side are we on? We're over on our left side.
Right.
Is that the right side?
Right.
On the right side.
You're on the right.
Whatever side we're on, we'll do the other side next time. How's that? Yeah. So we're gonna move into our tree pose. Did all of that core work, all of that hip opening, and moving into a balance with that. So coming into our Tadasana, our mountain pose. Anyone on the chair, feel free to stay on the chair. Okay. Feet are about hip width apart for this. Really connect into the earth. Feel as if you have roots on your feet going into the earth, and feel the lift all the way up. Let's roll our shoulders down our ears. Good. Turn our attention back to our breath, our focal point, something in front of us. And focus on that as well as your breath. Begin to shift the weight into whatever side is closest to the chair. Those of us on the mat will go over to our right. Shift our weight into our right leg. Lift the heel of our left. Open up. So again, you guys with the chair may be a little different side here. So engage. Squeeze our hip points together. Use our core, and if we'd like to lift a little higher on our calf, anywhere but our knee, excellent. We'd like to go a little higher up to our thigh, feel free to. Push your leg into your foot, and your foot pushes into your leg, opening up, open up. And then if we'd like, feel free to begin to engage our arms. Keep your focal point, your breath. Palms together overhead if that works. To heart center. And release. Very nice. Let's move it around. You're on camera. Okay. Let's do a fold before we go over to the other side. Good. Inhale, sweep up. Exhale, push the walls away, bending at our hip crease all the way to the earth. Head is heavy. Good. Knees can be bent. Next inhale, we'll half lift to flat back. Exhale to fold. As we rise up, feel free to protect your back. Hands on your back. Squeeze your shoulder blades together. Rise all the way up. We'll all come back to a full lift. Heart center. Back to your breath. Noticing where we are. And release. Other side, those of us with the chair. Check back in. Shift the weight into the leg closest to the chair. Lift the heel. If we need to pause here to get our balance, feel free to. Good, go for it. You guys know, so feel free to move into it at your pace. So our calf, or again, all the way up. Open up. Keep your chin level to the earth. Nice strong core. Center. And stay as long as you'd like. knees when you're ready. Very nice, very nice, very nice. Those of us with the chair, feel free to come behind your chair. Good. Once again, we're going to move it into a downward facing dog from our fold. Those of us with the chair, we can step it back into our downward facing dog. So let's lengthen. Exhale with the mat, fold to the mat, all the way down. And fold. Bend your knees. Place your palms to the earth. Step back to plank. Or knees down plank. Good. Shift your hips up into your downward facing dog. Excellent. Engage your core. Feel free to walk the dog, move it around a little bit. Those of us with the chair, it feels good to hold on to the back of your chair to get a good long stretch to the whole back side of your body. And we'll all pause. Lift and come up on our tippy toes, bend our knees, good stretch to the back of our feet. Those on the mat, your head is heavy, looking back between your legs. On the next exhale, walk your feet up to meet your hands. Those on the mat for a fold, those of us with the chair come all the way to standing on our inhale. Good. Those on the mat, hang in your fold. Head can be heavy. Move it around. Those of us with the chair, just move it around a little bit. Those on the mat with your next inhale, come all the way back up to standing chair. And let's do a nice full stretch. We'll all come to heart center. And where are we with our breath? Back with our intention. Reconnecting and to release. And feel free to move it around a little bit. Hands to our waist. And we're going to step it wide. Everybody's going to face the windows. Do we need our, okay, good. We're moving into a warrior. And Kathy, we're going to open up from the chair. Okay, good. Yeah, she's going to do it. Okay. We can do our warrior poses seated as well. We'll all be standing today. So let's walk it out a little bit. Okay. A little wider here. Notice where our shoulders are, aligned with our hips. We're going to keep that alignment and open up our right foot towards the front of the room, but keeping our hips as much as we can facing the windows. Good. And let's check in where we are with our feet. Okay? Is our right heel approximately aligned with our left arch? We don't need to be very wide on this either. Good. And then bend into your right knee. Good. And open up that knee just like what we had in our tree pose. Trying to keep our hips aligned with the windows. We may twist a little bit, but we're not intentionally twisting our body. Keeping our shoulders soft. On the inhale, lift our arms up to shoulder height. We did all that arm work a little earlier. Palms facing down. Good. Arms nice and long. And gaze over your right fingertips. Keep our core engaged. Breathe with that. On the next inhale, open up the palm of our right hand and lift and reach back. You might not go very far. Bring our left hand to our left hip. And inhale, come back to our warrior two. Both arms are nice and long out at our shoulders. Good. Palms facing down. And begin to straighten into our front knee. And this time we're going to reach right back like what we did earlier for reverse triangle. And coming back to warrior two. Both arms back up, palms facing down, shoulders soft. And breathe with it. Palms to the waist, both toes facing the windows. Let's heel toe it together or walk it together. Good. Let's move it around a little bit. How did that work for everybody? Good? Okay, we can move those hips. What we need to do. And let's pause. We're going to do a fold. Pause back at neutral. You can fold facing. Or you can stay facing the wall. The mirror, the windows. Inhale, sweep it up. Those of us on the chair, if we need to sit for our fold, feel free to. Now we exhale, fold to the earth. Or feel free to come back to your chair to do a seated fold. And in our fold, feel free to move it around. Realigning our spine, realigning before we go over to the other side. On the inhale, rise all the way back up. We'll all reach our hands up overhead for our stretch to heart center. Very, very nice, very nice. Release. Hands back to the waist, step it wide. I always say we know what we're going to do the other side. Thank you, Mary. She's already there. Open up. Good, but trying to keep our hips from twisting. We may have a little bit, but again, it's not an intentional twist. Bend into your left knee. Keep our shoulders and our hips aligned. Slowly bring your arms up to shoulder height. We're checked in here. Our shapes always start from where we connect to the earth. Breathe with this, but engage our core, softening our shoulders, breathe our intention. Next inhale, open up the palm of your left hand, reach it towards the sky and sweep it up. Feel that lovely stretch to the whole left torso. Exhale, come back to warrior two. Begin to straighten into our left leg. Keep a micro bend, and we'll come into our reverse triangle. This is something a little different for us. Bend the knee, come back into warrior two. Try to stand nice and tall. There you go. Both palms facing down, shoulders are soft. We can come out anytime. If you need to come out earlier, otherwise hands to the waist, toes facing back to the windows. Heel toe or any hoppers, hop it together. There we go. There we go. And let's move it around a little bit. Good. Those of us with the chair, come to your chair and we'll do a seated fold. Those of us on the mat, come to the top of the mat. Lengthen. Exhale, fold into it. All the way to the earth. Allow our head to be heavy. Move it around a little if we like here as we fold into the earth. Next inhale, we'll all half lift. Nice long back. Exhale, mat, fold to the earth, step it back to plank, shoot it up to down dog. Those of us on the chair, we'll all rise all the way up. Those on the mat, bring your knees to the earth, shift it back to child's. Take a few breaths here in child's. Those of us on the chair, let's just move it around a little bit. Checking in where we are. Those on the chair, let's pause. While those are on the mat are taking a few breaths in child's. Those with the chair, let's do a few head rolls. Those on the mat, bring yourself all the way back to seated with your legs extended out. Those of us on the chair, once our chin is to our chest, let's come back up. With our legs extended out. Bring our, I'll be with you guys, bring our right up over our left. Nice and long on our inhale. Exhale, twist, belly, ribs, chest, shoulders, chin over to your right. Inhale, center. Other side. Lengthen. Exhale, belly, ribs, shoulders, chest, shin. Keep your shoulders soft. Inhale back to center. Unwind. On the mat, bend your knees. If you're on a block or something, we may come off. Good. We're going to windshield wipe seated. Good. And those of us on the chair, just a couple times back and forth. Feet wide and knees wide. And do it nice, slowly with your breath, or a little quicker. When we're even on both sides, let's pause. And on the mat, as we move into our boat pose. Yeah, those of us on the chair, oh, we can do it on the chair if anybody would like. No, if not, there we go. Yeah, we can, there we go. Hug them up and in. If that works, keep the core engaged. Yeah, the other option is to bring one leg up and the other. And those of us on the chair, bring yourself slowly all the way back to the earth. Use your core. Bring yourself. There we go. Hug the knees up into the chest. Nice side to side. Shirley, yeah.
I'm with you, Shirley.
She's got it going on over there. Good.
I'm doing it.
Those of us on the mat, release our feet back to the earth. Bring the soles of your feet together into Supta Bandha Konasana, bound angle. Those of us on the mat, instead we're going to bring it wide here. Okay. Yeah, so let's feel free to open up or stay there if you like. Good. On the mat, we're just going to kind of settle in. So soles of the feet are together on the mat. Bring the soles of your feet together so your hips are open. There we go. Those of us on the chair, we're going to lengthen and maybe just fold halfway into it. We're getting that same stretch to the inner thighs. And breathe with us. Those of us on the chair, as we inhale, come back up. We're going to heel toe it together on the mat. Bring your hands and bring your knees back up together. And hug one knee into the chest and then the other. Stay both knees hugged in. And then do a nice side to side. It works for us on the chair to side a little bit. Then pause at neutral. Moving into your happy baby from here. Good, nice side to side. And for us, for our happy baby, let's just sit it back a little bit and hug one knee in and then the other. And on the chair, let's go ahead and seat it all the way back on the mat, moving into your inversion of your choice. And for us, maybe we're going to work this. We're going to use a little more core though as we bring one leg out from the other. For us on the chair, this isn't really an inversion. That's a good idea. We're using a little more core strength and working our feet a little bit. Point and flex, and point and flex. Other side. And nose on the mat, gradually coming out of your inversion. Bringing both legs all the way down to the earth. We'll all reach our arms up overhead for our last stretch before we move into our final shape, Shavasana. And bringing our arms down by our sides, those of us on the chair, just settling in, giving no effort to this last shape. Our palms can be up. Upper arms away from our body. Coming back to the natural flow of our breath. Giving no effort to the breath. Allowing all of our muscles and body parts to relax, to release. Any little bits we're holding on to, let it go. Give it over to the earth as you allow the power of the practice to flow into every cell of your body, knowing you have nowhere to go, nothing to do, just to be, and being is enough. Slowly begin to bring movement into your body by moving your fingers and your toes. Slowly rolling your head side to side. Woes on the mat on your next exhale, bend your knees. Roll over to one side and let's all give ourselves a big loving hug. Begin to make our way back to our seated position. Eyes closed or gaze to the earth. Bringing our fingertips to the earth on the side of our body. On the inhale, reach our palms up overhead together as we pause, as we honor ourselves, each other in our yoga practice. Lowering our palms to heart center. Loka Samasta Sukhino Bhavantu. Namaste.
Namaste.
Thank you everyone for coming.
Thank you,
Have a
Jackie.
wonderful rest of your